Exposed, anti-Trump mayor connected to major terrorist group. Should he be arrested? Berkeley, California has long been a safe space for far-left nonsense. However, since the election of Donald Trump to the office of President of the United States, the city has become a nightmarish battleground for unhinged liberals. Patriotic conservatives trying to practice their right to free speech are assaulted by the violent far-left groups on a regular basis. One of the main reasons for Berkeley's descent into chaos is the fact that the city's mayor, Jesse Arreguin, belongs to the far-left group By Any Means Necessary, or BAM. Via the Daily Caller. BAM, which takes its name from the anti-white radical, and former gay prostitute, Malcolm X, is closely allied with Antifa, the black masked thugs who have consistently initiated violence against pro-Trump crowds. Arreguin's use of political tactics might explain why the Berkeley Police Department has consistently stood by and done nothing as innocent people were struck, assaulted, and almost killed for exercising their right to free speech. Via W&D. Arreguin's connections to radical leftism may also explain why several conservative figures and their allies were arrested for less than criminal actions, such as approaching the unhinged leader of a Milo protest, Yvette Fulrica. Via We Are Change. Fortunately, the battle for Berkeley is entering a new phase. Following the January riot that forced Berkeley to cancel a planned talk by Milo Yiannopoulos, right-wingers have descended on Berkeley en masse, in order to beat the left at its own game. On March 4, 2017, a planned pro-Trump rally was defended by Kyle Chapman, aka Based Stickman, who thwarted Antifa abuse with physical force. On April 15, the Berkeley police again stood idle as Antifa protesters attacked right-wing demonstrators. Luckily, unlike politicians in Washington, the right-wing base is full of people with spines. One of them, Identity Evropa founder and former U.S. Marine Nathan Demigo, struck a gross Antifa goon nicknamed Moldalox. Moldalox has been revealed to be a porn star who bragged that she would bring back 100 Nazi scalps from the tax day protest. Via PJ Media. The upcoming speech by Ann Coulter in Berkeley is sure to draw more violence. This is a good thing, because the more the right keeps fighting back against left-wing terrorism, the weaker Antifa, and other groups funded by George Soros, will become. A more visible, and more visibly courageous right can win back the streets. This will go a long way towards further demoralizing the left. Next, we should remove Arreguin from office, officially label Antifa as a terrorist group, and start the process of re-examining the credibility of our tenured and untenured professors. Should Jesse Arreguin be removed from office? Please share the story on Facebook and tell us what you think, because we want to hear your voice. Breaking: Top Democrat announces sick Islamic plan for Trump fans. It's war. We live in a time where free speech is constantly under attack. Political correctness will be the death of us. Popular Democrat Howard Dean weaponized his First Amendment rights to attack Americans for using theirs. Howard Dean took his thoughts to Twitter. He is silencing Islamic critics, and using the law to close in on people he disagrees with. His tweet was instigated by Ann Coulter. Coulter is known for holding terrorists accountable in the most brash and honest ways. She uses her freedom of speech to spread awareness of this continuing terrorist epidemic. Dean is conflating critique of Islamist terror with hate speech. This is a highly dangerous comparison to make. Something wholly honest and true could be another person's definition of hateful words. Via Jihad Watch. The label of hate speech could be placed upon any fact, idea, or opinion that makes someone uncomfortable. Equating criticism with hate speech is absolutely insane. Patriots, is it wrong to speak out against radical Islam? No, we need to keep our fellow Americans safe. Our First Amendment right states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Via PolitiFact. Analyzing and interpreting radical Islamic terror is fair game. The First Amendment blatantly conveys that not a single religion is withheld from our right of speech. It has this basic right that keeps our country honest and fair. Freedom of speech allows Americans to perform their own checks and balances system. We have the right to decipher and explain potential threats. Howard Dean's attempt to take this right away is unpatriotic and anti-American. He is just like every other insane liberal out there. They are always trying to start a war over anything that offends them. If it is war he wants, he should know that it is a war he can win. We know our laws. Liberals like Howard Dean must be stopped. Their attempts to control us are pathetic. All he and his comrades concern themselves with is slandering patriotic conservatives, and retreating from their own hypocrisy. Patriots, we want to be silenced or defeated. Conservatives everywhere are ready to call out our enemies. We want to be dissuaded from speaking the truth. We will continue to voice our concerns over radical Islamic terrorists. Those anti-American thugs hate us, and we will not forget that. We will not change our opinions for Howard Dean. What do you think of Howard Dean's attempt to silence free speech? Share this article on Facebook because we want to hear your voice. 0:0 Breaking, as thousands march across America, Trump issues massive response. President Donald Trump issued an Earth Day statement Saturday that said his administration seeks what's best for the environment and for the American workers living in it. Trump's message came on the same day as the March for Science, in which activists opposed to Trump's environmental agenda said public policy must follow the dictates of researchers. Trump has earned the wrath of many Democrats and liberals by upending the environmental policy of former President Barack Obama. Trump has also vowed to reduce the regulatory burden federal agencies place on businesses. However, Trump said in his statement that science is essential to sound policy. Rigorous science is critical to my administration's efforts to achieve the twin goals of economic growth and environmental protection, he said. However, Trump also noted that for science to be valuable, it cannot be the tool of partisan agendas. My administration is committed to advancing scientific research that leads to a better understanding of our environment and of environmental risks. As we do so, we should remember that rigorous science depends not on ideology, but on a spirit of honest inquiry and robust debate, he said. President Donald Trump issued an Earth Day statement Saturday that said his administration seeks what's best for the environment and for the American workers living in it. Trump's message came on the same day as the March for Science, in which activists opposed to Trump's environmental agenda said public policy must follow the dictates of researchers. Trump has earned the wrath of many Democrats and liberals by upending the environmental policy of former President Barack Obama. Trump has also vowed to reduce the regulatory burden federal agencies place on businesses. However, Trump said in his statement that science is essential to sound policy. Rigorous science is critical to my administration's efforts to achieve the twin goals of economic growth and environmental protection, he said. However, Trump also noted that for science to be valuable, it cannot be the tool of partisan agendas. My administration is committed to advancing scientific research that leads to a better understanding of our environment and of environmental risks. As we do so, we should remember that rigorous science depends not on ideology, but on a spirit of honest inquiry and robust debate, he said. Just in, Trump and Melania show up at military hospital. What happens next is turning heads. President Donald Trump personally awarded a Purple Heart Saturday to an Army sergeant who lost part of his leg in Afghanistan. When I heard about this and I wanted to do it myself, Trump said during a brief ceremony at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Bethesda, MD. Earlier in the day, Trump had tweeted that he was going to Walter Reed. After the ceremony, the President and First Lady Melania Trump visited with veterans at the military facility. The visit lasted about 90 minutes. Sergeant First Class Alvaro Barrientos, who was wounded in Afghanistan on March 17, was accompanied by his wife, Tammy. Barrientos was injured when an Afghan soldier opened fire inside a base in Helmand Province. 3 soldiers were wounded in the attack. Trump gave Barrientos' wife a kiss and then pinned the medal on the sergeant's left shirt collar, later shaking hands with Barrientos. The Purple Heart is awarded to service members who are wounded or killed in action. Many on Twitter praise Trump for making the trip to honor Barrientos. Trump has pledged to support America's service members and veterans during his presidency. Our veterans have delivered for this nation and now we must deliver for them, Trump said in a February speech. During that address to a joint session of Congress, Trump also singled out Karen Owens, whose husband, Navy SEAL William Ryan Owens, had been killed in a January raid on Yemen that Trump had authorized. Ryan's legacy is etched into eternity, Trump said then. Breaking, analysts notice major activity in North Korea. North Korea might be moving closer to a nuclear weapons test as another major North Korean military holiday approaches, according to analysts and Korean officials. Given the North's recent provocative words and actions and its April 25 People's Army anniversary, there is concern that the North can attempt a provocation at any time, South Korea's acting president, Hwang Kyo-ahn, said Thursday. North Korea marked the anniversary of the birth of North Korean founder Kim Il-sung April 15 with a military parade and followed that a day later with a missile test that has been labeled a failure. Some analysts feared North Korea might use the date for a nuclear test, and based their concerns upon activity at the test site located in Pyongyang. On Friday, analysts